The all-new Tesla Model 3 is finally here, and it's got 20 huge new features and secrets and little changes that no one is really talking about. There are some huge brand new features here that Tesla is hoping you missed, and I have spent the last 24 hours poring over every single Tesla webpage. I went through all the threads on Twitter or X, all of the message boards, to find the 20 big things you need to know about that you probably missed with the all-new Model 3 Highland Refresh. I've got tons of new info here on pricing, availability, specs, and new features that seem to be on some models, not on other models, some potential downgrades for the Highland Refresh. Just a ton of info here that you need to know. Buckle up, this is going to be a long one, but I promise you, every minute is going to be worth it. And also, I want to give a huge thanks to Factor for sponsoring this video. More on them in a moment. So to make a long story short, turns out the September 1st rumored date of the Highland unveil was true, and now, after nearly a year of rumors and leaks, this car is finally here. This is by far the most significant change the Model 3 has ever gotten since it was originally unveiled a few years ago, and Tesla has changed so much about this car on the outside and the inside, but also they changed a little, relatively speaking. They really tried to focus on a couple of core principles, and that was to update the car, make it a little bit more fresh, sporty, aggressive, but also cut costs to make it even cheaper and more efficient to produce, while also making it look new and more attractive to buyers. Did they succeed on that? Well, you let me know down below what you think right off the bat of this new design. Starting with the outside, the new Highland Refresh looks new, but also familiar. The entire body of the car is extremely similar to the Model 3 we've had for years. In fact, if you look at a side-by-side sort of shot here, of a profile of both sides here of the new and the current model, you can see here that they look very, very similar, with two big exceptions, of course, the front and the back. The new front end features longer, more narrow matrix LED headlights, the new sort of front fascia redesign, and yes, the Tesla emblem is here. We saw this now basically confirmed spy shot a few months ago that showed a debadged Model 3 Highland, but it looks like the emblem is here to stay. Fog lights are also finally gone here on the front of this vehicle, and yes, Tesla is finally bringing new colors to the Model 3, and hopefully the Model Y very soon. That is going to be the ultra red color, actually coming down from the Model S and Model X. Those colors are actually now free on the S and the X. And also, they are updating the midnight silver metallic color to a new, stealthier gray color, basically appropriately called Stealth Gray, that I think looks really cool. I should also mention that there have been some rumors that one more new color option could be coming. We've heard for a while that Tesla is working on a replacement to their blue color with a new updated version rumored to be called Abyss Blue. This was allegedly leaked in some Tesla code about a year or so ago, I want to say, so it's been a while in development. Allegedly, this is what it could look like thanks to some drone footage. Not sure if there's any update on this or any progress, but that was the latest on that. And also, I can try to give you some info on pricing for these new colors. Honestly, it's sort of hard to do conversions here because it changes based off the area and currency and stuff like that. But basically what you need to know is that the ultra red color is going to be the most expensive color for Highland, followed by Stealth Gray, which is the second most expensive color option you can get for this new Model 3. And one of the most important new hidden features here that is not in any of these real life sort of POV videos of this new Model 3, but is weirdly on the website for Tesla's new Highland, and that is an all-new front bumper camera. This is not talked about in any specs. Again, it's not in any of those videos that were sort of released with people who got to see the car in person, but it can be seen in renders and images and videos on the website. And we're not exactly sure what this could be used for, but the main assumption right now is that this is going to be here to hopefully allow for some sort of 360-degree top-down view. Finally. Tesla's also launching upgraded versions of their 18-inch and 19-inch wheel options for Highland. The 18-inch Photon wheel comes standard with the vehicle and is sort of this cool sort of matte black option. And then the silver wheels, which actually were rumored to not be happening, but are happening, are called Nova, with the going Australian pricing, maybe suggesting it's going to be about $1,200-ish more expensive, though again, can't make any final calls on pricing because it's so hard to convert these currencies to USD and things change, but that's at least what we know from the Australian website. The back of the new Highland Model 3 is also heavily redesigned with new lights where turn signals are now in the uppermost corners. And most notably here is that Tesla's actually ditched the badge, the Tesla emblem on the back of the vehicle to now spell out Tesla with the TESLA in lettering on the back. Similar to that, I believe that's on the Model X and Model S right now, and now on Highland. Some other changes to the actual body of the car included upgraded suspension system for a smoother ride with new springs and dampers. The trunk now has 2 motors for hopefully a quieter and quicker opening and closing of that back trunk there. Tesla says the vehicle is made up of 50% new parts, which is cool. And also, I am actually surprised to say that it doesn't look like the frunk on this vehicle is a powered frunk, which is really weird. This had actually been a rumor for a couple of months that we would see a powered frunk on Highland. Sort of weird for Tesla to refresh the entire vehicle and not put what I believe would be one of the most highly requested features for many. At least for me, it's a big deal. A powered frunk would be nice. We see this on competitor cars. Very weird that it's not here, but from everything I've gathered, there's no powered frunk here on Highland. Now, while all these exterior changes are great to see, I think what's even more exciting is what has changed on the inside. The interior has gotten a massive refresh to make this car feel more modern, more premium, and bringing a ton of features that many have asked for, and also some features that not a lot of people want. Now, I don't know about you guys, but all this talk of new Tesla news has got me more than a little hungry. And honestly, I love nothing more than eating a really delicious meal. I love good food. But like many of you guys, there's sort of just one problem, and that is that I'm really busy these days. I've got a full-time job. I've got a wonderful family with a very energetic toddler. All my free time is spent running this here YouTube channel. I wish there was a way to eat delicious meals at home without paying crazy delivery fees, having to go to the store, prep all those meals. I wish there was a better solution. And actually, I don't have to wish anymore because that solution is here. The perfect solution, in fact, is here. And it's all made possible by this video sponsor, Factor. Factor is on a mission to help you meet your nutritional goals by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your door. They show up in a box like this. You can unpack them and have a little fun checking out all of your new delights. And that is the extent of my meal prep for the week. I now have many delicious meals to choose from and ready to eat in under 2 minutes. No prep, no muss, no fuss. It's really that simple. And let me tell you that when I say delicious, I mean delicious. My Factor lunches for the past week have been incredible, including some culinary delights like herb-crusted chicken, black pepper and sage pork, and many other insanely delicious meals. I love that I don't have to prep anything. I don't have to think about anything. Honestly, the only decision I have to make is which of my, delicious Factor meals do I want to eat today? I also appreciate that Factor meals can be tailored to your dietary preferences. I personally love their calorie smart meals. They're under 550 calories, they're delicious, they're filling, and they're dietitian approved. So if you want to learn more and try Factor for yourself today, head to factor75.com or click the link down below in the description and use code Robert50 to get 50% off your first box. Again, I love Factor. You're going to love it as well. I promise you. Again, that link is down below. Head to factor75.com and use code Robert50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Like rumors suggested, the wood trim is now gone, the white soft touch bar is now gone from white interior models, and all that has been replaced by a new dashboard design with a soft touch woven fabric material, which has a new texture, and honestly, I think sort of makes the car look more modern, a little bit more airy and roomy and premium. What's also built into the dash and around sort of into the doors is new RGB ambient lighting that can be controlled from that center touchscreen that sort of allows you to add your own personal mood and flair to the inside of the new Highland 3. Below the dash is the main center touchscreen, which actually, despite some last-minute rumors, did not get a size bump. There were some early morning rumors the morning of the launch that said we could see a 17-inch screen go on Highland. That's not the case. It's still a 15-inch screen, but it does have a couple of notable improvements. It is brighter. It has slimmer bezels, so you have a little bit more area to work with. And also, we're hearing from those who have tested it, it's got the same AMD Ryzen chip and the same processor, but the screen feels more responsive. I haven't gotten a clear indication of exactly what changed. Some reviewers have said the refresh rate has been increased. No idea what it's been increased to, but that should sort of help the entire system as a whole feel snappy, more responsive, faster, and just give you a better experience here on the new, slightly improved screen here inside of Highland. Below that is a wireless charging pad, which to me looks a bit larger than the previous models. I can't confirm this, but it looks a little bit larger and should be able to maybe accommodate some larger smartphones down there for wireless charging. And then we've got a new redesigned center console that has sort of this two-piece elemental design that's similar to the S or the X, where you could open the bottom compartment, you can open the top, you can have both open, one piece open. And also inside of that main center console storage area is a USB-C port capable of pushing 65 watts of power, which is way more than what we've got right now. So not only could you plug your phone in and charge that up super quickly, or your tablets or AirPods, but you could even recharge your laptop thanks to the incredible amount, 65 watts of power coming from that one USB-C port in that center storage area under the armrest. Another really awesome feature that didn't get leaked is a new ventilation system 2.0 that actually gives you independent control over each side of the front of the vehicle. So now if the driver wants more airflow, the passenger wants less airflow, they want different fan speeds, or driver wants air and passenger doesn't, but now you can completely control each side independently. So one side can be on, one side can be off. There can be different fan speeds on either side. That's really awesome to see. And one cool part of the interior, pun intended there, is that the front seats are now ventilated. All of the seats are perforated inside of the Model 3, the front and back, but the front in particular are now capable of being heated and cooled thanks to the new ventilated seat action inside of this car. There's also a lot of behind the scenes technology here that should sort of give you better quality of life improvement, like phone key has been improved to better utilize ultra wideband technology to be more reliable. Wi-Fi radios in the car have been improved so you can get better Wi-Fi signal strength. So if you're sort of in your garage and away from your Wi-Fi router, you should be able to get some faster download speeds there. Bluetooth has been improved, better audio, microphone quality systems, just a lot of under the hood tech you probably don't think about have been improved here with Highland as well. We're also getting some big upgrades to the sound system on this Highland Refresh as well. This is now a 17 speaker system instead of 14 speakers, and now has 2 subwoofers and 2 amplifiers that should give you a really immersive, really punchy audio system inside of your car. Though one important note that no one seems to be talking about is, like the current Model 3, this higher end audio system may just be reserved for the higher end vehicle. There is some discussion right now that the rear wheel drive Model 3 would have, like the current model, a downgraded audio system that may only have 9 speakers, 1 amplifier, and 1 subwoofer. Again, it's hard to make heads or tails off this information based off of the translation in the different Tesla websites, though this wouldn't be very surprising to see, since as of right now, the rear-wheel drive Model 3 has a partial premium interior, which has a less substantial audio system. So you may only get the best audio system in the higher-end Model 3 Highland, while the lower-end model would still have a good system, but not nearly as good as that higher-end model. And speaking of that, we also may see some slight downgrades to that rear-wheel drive model. Again, noted by Zach here on X, is a difference in materials on the door between the long-range version and the rear-wheel drive version. Again, Tesla has been known for doing this. You're getting 95% of the same DNA in both those cars, but in order to cut costs and have the rear-wheel drive model be cheaper, Tesla is going to change things, change materials, do what they can to sort of cut costs in order to keep those prices down. And that may include a less substantial audio system, possibly no floor mats like the one right now, some different materials on the door and stuff like that. Again, mostly the same car, but not spec for spec exactly the same. But with all this good news, of course, comes some bad news too, something that people are really not happy about. And like the leaks alluded to, we've now gone stockless inside of Model 3 Highland. We've got a brand new steering wheel here that's got new touch sensitive buttons here. The stalks are gone on either side. It's a big beefy steering wheel, which is nice. At least it's around. It's not the yoke that many people despise, but those stalks are gone. And now you've got your smart shifting technology to shift the car from drive to reverse, and all that is going to be on the screen, similar to the S and the X. And all of the controls that were once on stalks are now built into touch sensitive capacitive buttons. Though one big improvement to note here is that there is a physical horn button that you can mash in the center of the wheel. That is not the case on the S or the X. They have actually a little capacitive button there for the horn. This is actually a horn area you can press, and it seems like that has actually been replaced on the steering wheel with a dedicated camera button to actually see your cameras. That'll be nice to sort of have at your fingertips. And also it would make a lot of sense that you'd have this option in the shortcut to view 360-degree cameras when that feature hopefully eventually comes. Another stealthy change is that the park, reverse, neutral, drive physical buttons seem to not be down below near the center console area, below the wireless chargers like on the S or the X, but actually seem to be above in the hazard lights area. That's where those physical buttons are going to be if you prefer to use those over the touch screen controls on that main display. I've already covered a lot, but we've still got more, including in the back of the vehicle. There is a rear entertainment screen. It's an 8-inch display. Looks to be, I think, the exact same display that's in the S or the X, maybe slightly thicker bezels here on this model. But one really cool feature that's on this model that actually is not on the S or the X right now is the ability to pair 2 independent Bluetooth headphones for those back passengers so they can watch whatever content they want to watch on that screen and not disturb anyone driving up front. That's really cool. Only on Highland right now. Not sure if that's going to come to S or X, hopefully, but that's really cool to see. And of course, this rear screen is going to give back passengers full control over the HVAC system for climate control. And also, I believe will let them adjust some ambient RGB lighting on that screen as well. Not sure if that's true or not. I got to go back and look at some notes, but I believe that's also controllable on that rear screen. Those back seats are also a bit more reclined and should be more comfortable according to Tesla, and the entire cabin as a whole should be quieter thanks to what Tesla is calling 360-degree acoustic glass to keep road noise and wind noise and suspension noise out and keep it as quiet as possible inside of your new Highland vehicle. We're hearing right now that these vehicles will pack about 12-ish% more range, though range calculations are sort of all up in the air. There's a different European system and standard for sort of judging mileage. We've got no official EPA ratings right now, but hopefully from what we've heard, not only is cabin ride quality better, noise quality is better, sort of lower noise inside of the cabin, but range and aerodynamics are improved here as well. I should also mention that there are only 2 models of Highland available as of right now. There is a standard rear-wheel drive model and then a long-range model. There is no performance model anywhere here on Tesla's website. According to those who got some time with the car, it seems like one of the talking points from Tesla is that a performance model is coming soon, sort of to be determined. I've also heard some conflicting rumors about batteries in these cars. Now, Tesla, from what I've heard, their official stance is that the motors and batteries haven't changed, though there is some speculation that Tesla is using LFP batteries in all models of these vehicles. This is an unsubstantiated rumor as of right now. Just thought I would present it because it is something that people are talking about, but not exactly sure if that is here on this new Model 3 or not. One of the other big questions sort of surrounding this car right now is what hardware system it has, because that's unclear. There is the assumption that this would be a hardware 4 vehicle since the S, the X, the 3, or now the 3, and the Y all have hardware 4, though some rumors say this is going to be a hardware 3.5 car. It is very unclear what hardware version this has. We don't know right now. And also, pricing and availability is also very unknown variable right now. Again, pricing is hard to nail down, but from what we've seen, looks like Model 3 Highland is about 12% more expensive in China. Australia, it's about 7.8% more expensive, 7.8% more expensive, I should say. Germany, 2.4% more expensive. France, 2.4% more expensive. So a little bit more expensive than the Model 3 we've got right now, but not too bad. And then those very first deliveries of Highland will be available in certain parts of the world starting in October. There's also a lot of questions on when we could see a United States launch or a broader North American launch, and as of right now, there's no new info. Tesla's not said anything. According to Drive Tesla Canada, they say that according to their sources, there will not be a Model 3 Highland launch in North America this year for whatever reason. It's very unclear why that is. We had heard some rumblings that maybe Fremont was sort of taking their Model 3 line offline to sort of build these new Project Highland models, but that has sort of been unsubstantiated. What we do know is that the one factory building these in mass right now is Giga Shanghai, so any countries that do take delivery from China would probably be the first to get those vehicles, though what we had heard was that Canada was actually importing Model 3s from Giga Shanghai. So the whole North American launch not happening this year doesn't make a lot of sense. We don't really know. So when we have more information about a US launch or North America launch, I'll let you know. But Tesla said nothing, and it seems like as of now, Highland is not coming to the US at all this year. 2024 at the earliest. All right, and a few more things to round this video out. There are some pretty significant discounts on what is now the older Model 3. So if you're not a fan of the Highland redesign, you don't care about these new features, you can get some pretty substantial savings by looking at current inventory as of now while supplies last. Also, the Model Y will be getting this refresh. We know Project Juniper's in the works. Here's what it could look like. It's going to be great. But some bad news here is that according to Reuters, this wouldn't be coming until the end of 2024, maybe early 2025 at the earliest. And Reuters was pretty much dead on the timeline for Highland, so I would tend to believe that they're right about this, and we're not going to get a Model Y refresh for at least 18 months, at least a level of refresh like this. So the Model Y, again, is going to be technically still current. It's got hardware 4, Ryzen processor, all that stuff, but it's not going to have the new design, not going to have the new interior, so it is going to be a bit dated compared to what we have right now. Same for the S and the X. There might be an update coming to those vehicles that'll bring the RGB ambient lighting and a front bumper camera, but those may not be happening until maybe early next year at the earliest. So a little bit of a bad time to buy anything but Highland if you really care about stuff. Though again, Model Y is still a great car, S and X are great cars, but if you want the very best, Highland is where it's at, and unless you're in parts of the world that are accepting orders, you're gonna have to wait a bit. Like in the US, we're going to wait a couple of months. All right, guys, so I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this? I'm losing my voice. I have literally spent hours and hours and hours combing through everything. I think that's basically all we know right now. Those are all the big features and improvements, and I'm curious, what are your thoughts on Highland? Are you going to be ordering one, or are you going to be planning to take delivery? Are you excited? Do you love the upgrades? Do you not? Let me know down below. Also, I want to give a big thank you to you guys. First off, if you made it this far in the video, like we're talking, you guys are dedicated, I want you to drop your favorite color Tesla down below. And for everyone who drops their favorite color down below, and if you subscribe to the channel and like this video, I'm going to give away, let's do this, $50 of Amazon money for free. $50 of Amazon money. I'll pick 2 people. We'll do a special two for giveaway in this video. $25 to 2 of you to win free Amazon money anywhere in the world. As long as you can accept Amazon digital gift cards, you can win. Drop your favorite color down below, and you'll be entered to win automatically. I'll pick a winner in a week. As always, I'll pick 2 winners, actually. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. I'm Robert Rosenfeld. I'll see you all in the next one. Ooh-wee, baby, 35 minutes.